again, everyone. Got a really cool, interesting new plugin to show you today. There's going to be a few different plugins coming from this very new company called AiXDsp. These guys were originally some of the writers of the Reaper program before they kind of split ways with Justin, etc. I don't know the story on that, I'm not going to go into it, but Aaron Carey is one of the guys who I'm sure if some of the Reaper aficionados know who that is. This was a plugin, as far as I can gather, he always kind of wanted to include in the Reaper Cocos plugins, and it's called Multiband Gate. It is out now. Let me bring it up. So here is the plugin. Let me just bring it up onto your screen. And it is a multiband gate. Why do you need a multiband gate, I hear you ask? I will show you in a second. I want to go through a little bit on what's going on here. I don't know if any of you are following me on Facebook. Well, have seen that I've been working on and been helping out with the beta testing process of this plugin. And there's a couple of others coming up soon. The website is online. There will be some links that if you want to buy this, please click on them, because it gives me an affiliate link that gives me a little bit of kickback and a help when it comes to my time that I've taken on testing this out for the guys. So without further ado, I'll go quickly through the interface. I'm not going to go in a great deal of detail. There is actually a video on the website that was done by Brandon Heyer. Really detailed video that goes into it in a much more better detail than I could probably give you, and more concise than I can. You know what I'm like, I'm a bit rambling. But anyway, what we have here is we've got three main windows. So we've got the bottom window here is your actual threshold, you know, where you'll see the peaks, etc., that you can adjust your threshold to. This next window up here is each individual band. As I've said, this is a multi-band gate, so you'll get a low band, a mid band, and a high band. Now, this may confuse, but there is only one gate within this plugin, but you can control the attack, release, and hold characteristics of that gate within these three individual bands. Okay, now these three individual bands are adjustable, because up here at the top, as you can see, you've got the low band down here, you've got the mid band, and you've got the high band, and you can adjust, you know, the frequency width and where the crossover points are within each band. And on top of that, you can adjust the gain of each band, so you can actually for example, put a bass guitar through this, switch the gate, you know, the threshold all the way down, and you can actually mix the low end, the high end, etc. of a bass. On top of that, you have multiple outs here. So if we open them all out, what you have is 1 and 2 is just your normal, the main output of the plugin that goes straight out. 3 and 4 is the low band. 3 and 4, 5 and 6 is the mid band, and 7 and 8 is the high band. So you could actually send all of the different bands to separate tracks within your DAW and mix them individually, add effects per band, per frequency band, etc. So there's a lot of creative possibilities that are built into this plugin, as well as it just being a really amazing gate. Now what I'm going to do, I mean, I could spend hours and hours and hours going through this plugin with you, all the different things that it can do, etc. What I want to do very quickly, I've got a tom up here. Now, Aaron described this originally as that he wanted it to work with toms where he could create the long low end ring out of the tom, but cut off any cymbal bleed that came in on the high end. But believe you me, it's way more useful than that. Snares it works amazing on, kick drums it works amazing on. But just to keep things kind of brief and within a time frame, I've got a little loop here of some toms with quite a lot of cymbals going on. I've got one particular, the mid-rack tom, singled out. So what we'll do is we'll switch off the gate. Let's just have a listen to what we've got as it stands. Okay, so, you know, it's not the worst lot of cymbals that I've got going on in this track, but it'll do for this example. So what we can do, if we switch in the gate, first of all, I like to kind of switch on the key list and just have a try and hone in, because what that does is when you switch in the key listen, if you'll notice, you've now got a high pass and a low pass filter here, so you can kind of zone in on the resonant frequency of the particular drum, and that's what will trigger the gate. So that's what the gate will be listening to. Alternatively, you can just have this open, but whatever works best. So for this example, let's just try and see if we can zone in on that. Okay. Okay, so that'll do for starters. So let's just play it, and I'll bring in the threshold, and let's see what happens. Okay, so what I've done there is I've kind of adjusted the threshold to catch all of the tom hits there. There are a few higher pitch stuff. I might forward a little bit in a minute to try and find a bit where there's a little more cymbals to give you a more of an idea of what this does to get rid of cymbals. But for the minute, let's just concentrate on this tom. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring down the high and mid band hold and release characteristics so that we can zone in, and you know, we can use the hold and release of the low band to lengthen the bottom end of the tom. Now any of you guys that have split toms, i.e. you've cut off the transient and then split off the tail and then moved them to separate tracks and treated them separately so that you can create a long tom but without getting all the cymbal bleed, etc. You know what I'm talking about here. This does it for you within the plugin. It doesn't do it for you, but you've got to do a little bit of work, but you know, you can do all of that within the plugin, and you can avoid using samples. It's amazing. So anyway, so let's just do this and we'll see. Now I'm going to hit pause. Now when you hit pause in Reaper, I can't guarantee this in other DAWs, but in Reaper, as you can see, it freezes the windows, the waveform windows. Now up here you can see what the attack and release characteristics are within each band. So you can see here that I've shortened the release characteristic within the high band, and it's a little bit shorter within the mid band and longer within the low band. Okay, so let's just have a listen. So what we can do is we can shorten all the release and hold times within the mid and higher bands, which cuts off more of those higher frequencies, but we can lengthen it in the low band, giving us a much more natural sounding tom. So this is it without. And this is it with. Okay, so let's just move up to this next tom up here. So Let's see what we can do here. So this is that higher tom. I think there's a little bit more in the way cymbals going on. Let's have a listen. Okay, it's only the one tom hit in here, but if we put it in there. Okay, it'll give you an idea of what we're doing. So let's bring it back in. So we're on the key listen still at the moment, so let's find... In fact, for this example, what we'll do is we'll leave the key listen open. Let's bring it up. And straight away, now if I reset this to the factory settings, you can see we're still getting quite a lot of straight away. You can see without me having to do a great deal of work, I've almost isolated that tom totally. This is it without the gate. With the gate. So, you know, it really does work some wonders. I mean, there you have it, guys. I mean, there is this amazingly useful, helpful plugin that it's one of those I didn't know I needed it until I had it. Now, you know, I couldn't do without this, and I'm going to be using this on pretty much everything. Now, all the drums you've heard here were recorded in my studio, which isn't an ideal situation. It's not bad, but it's not, you know, it's not a top end, you know, Sun City type studio or whatever. But, you know, you can achieve really good results. You don't have to do drum replacement. You don't have to, you know, rely on all kind of fancy tricks. This is a gate that could really work for you. So anyway, please check it out. And if you do decide to purchase any of the plugins on the site, please use my affiliate links. It helps me, and it helps me make more videos for you guys. So appreciate your time. Thanks for watching, and see you soon. Bye bye.